Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are tuning into this one. Just let your programming note, we're going to start doing this around 8 or so Eastern time on Monday nights. This just dropped in my inbox a little bit ago, and I've been circulating to our clients. And I've got to hit the road literally. I'll be on the road right now. But I wanted to get this thing out to everybody to make sure that people are aware of the calamity of BS that our federal government is doing. Is this the first time you're tuning in? My name is Derek Taylor. I'm the owner and chief forensic operator here at Barricade Cyber, and I talk about cybersecurity news in a brutally honest format. So if this is what you're looking for, you tuned in. So we're going to get right into this. So this came across the feed again just a moment ago. Department of War, aka used to be Department of Defense, but the current administration and Pete Hegseth said, nope, we're going to do it Department of War. So whatever. They have officially suspended the rollout of Phase II of CMMC requirements. All right, so what does that mean for those who don't know? Phase one is pretty much self-assertion. It had a couple of, basic frameworks and everything like that. And here to get into phase two, where you are going to go through everything, all your documentation, give it to an actual auditor, which was a C3APO. Hopefully I said that right this time. But you give that over and they would give you a CMMC number. It's like, yep, you are properly verified, you are compliant, you're able to do work for the federal government. The way it was before was just self-attestation. Like, oh, we're complying with it, we're complying with it. And the original CMMC, everybody threw an effing spitball because it was too much security that they would have to implement. It was going to cost them millions and millions of dollars. You want to know why? Because they were lying their ass off. They weren't being compliant about anything. They were just saying they were being do a self-assertion and be like, yes, we are doing what we're supposed to and cashing the checks. And in the meantime, not doing anything that they're supposed to be doing. So it's like, oh, we actually have to do this. This is going to be too much, right? So they rolled it back some, which was a modified 800.171 framework, and said, okay, you guys do that. And this was version 2 of the CMMC. So digging into this, Department of War today announced the immediate suspension of the Cybersecurity Maturity Model Certification CMMC Phase II requirements, which are no longer scheduled or were originally scheduled to come into effect on November 10th of 2026. We have a lot of clients right now that are honestly going through this process. Even us here at Barricade, we were going through this process. We're actually ready for our C3 APO. We got everything in the organization. When you do this, you can do it one of two ways when you're setting up for a CMMC. You need to put your entire tenancy through it, or you can build an enclave where only these devices and these things and so forth and so on are able to touch the government information or CUI, controlled unclassified information. And if this is all going over your head, it did for me for a long time too, until I really got my head wrapped around a lot of this stuff. But essentially, it was, think of it as your network. You had a segmented VLAN inside of your network, and that VLAN was not able to talk to anything else without explicit permission from the firewall, right? It couldn't go into your AD to log in. It couldn't go out to the internet except for certain sites. Like, it was a air gapped, if you will, network. And that's kind of the basics I can do. It, it's very rudimentary, but you kind of get the gist of what I'm trying to say, hopefully. So that's kind of it in a nutshell, right? So they said, additionally, the department will begin a comprehensive review of CMMC aimed at aligning with Secretary of War Pete Hegseth's Acquisition Transformation System, ATS, directives prioritizing speed to compatibility, lowering the barriers for small and medium and non-traditional businesses, and replacing the bureaucratic compliance with scalability and resilient to cybersecurity measures. What the are we doing here? What are we doing? Last I remember, before current Trump's administration and in the Biden administration, he put out um, an executive order for everybody to be using MFA. Now I can tell you, there's been some breaches mentioned in the past couple of years that could have been stopped by MFA. Looks like they didn't follow the directive. I don't know. Maybe the current administration backlogged that. I don't know. Right? And pure speculation, but there's a lot going on here. Basically, the TLDR, I put the link down in the comments below or in the description below, so that way you can read it. It's really, really short. But what you need to know is, if you go kind of read through all this blah, blah, blah crap, um, but pretty much during the interim period, the department will enforce cybersecurity compliancy with the 800 or the NIST SP 800 171 revision 2. So again, we had, let me go back. We had original CMMC. People complained too much because they weren't doing what they were supposed to do. Now CMMC 2, which is a modified NIST 800 171 version 2. It was just modified a little bit, a couple extra controls. Now we're just taking CMMC version 3. Not really, but you see, we're going back on our security layers that we're supposed to be doing, right? But to kick through self assessment, self attestation. So we're going right back to what we said before, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, I am compliant. No, I do not have to provide you any paperwork because I'm not legally required to do that. You just have to take my word for it, Mr. DoD contractor. I am an upstanding citizen. I would never lie. People want to say we need to get this country more secure. Come on, right? And select government lead assessments focusing on tangible cybersecurity hygiene. We had that. You were literally working toward it. It is crucial to note that this action does not eliminate the requirement for companies to protect federal government. All defense contractors and subcontractors remain contractually obligated to safeguard covered defense information in accordance with DFIR's clause 252.204-2 or 7012. The Department of War remains steadfast in its commitment to securing its digital domain while empowering the DIB to rapidly provide the most advanced capabilities to the warfighter. Yeah, I just want to call pure and utter to that. That's complete BS. We are not making things more secure. We're making things less secure. We really are. This oh this, I can understand to a degree where people are trying to implement things and it's becoming complicated. I mean, we're under 5 people here. It's a pain in the butt to do CMMC. But I was like, I want to do digital forensics and incident response in the government sector. We were literally going to be looking for contracts and stuff like that. We were literally preparing. We literally spent so much money to become ready for CMMC level 2. So much time, so much paperwork. Like literally, the binders, like literally a 4-inch, 3-ring binder of just documentation ready. I'm constantly reviewing it at least every 2 or 3 weeks. Like, all right, is this still true? Because Microsoft keeps updating stuff, and HubSpot's updating stuff, and this is updating, and that's updating. It's like, are these things still true? Like, so it's taking a lot of work, a lot of cycles. in your business to make sure that everything's properly updated and documented. So that way, when it comes time, you have very little holdback. You're able to pass your audit and you're able to scoop right on through, right? Um, yeah. You know, the contractor or the consultants that are like, hey, we got to do this. We got to do this. We got to do this. Oh, wait, because they paused the original one. We're waiting for clarification. We're waiting. We're waiting. Okay, we got our directive. We're moving forward. We're moving forward. Oh, wait, wait, wait. Now we're suspended? Like, this is not legal advice at all by any means, but I am real tempted just to say, you know what? Until the government actually implements this thing, we're just not going to worry about it. Because I can't tell you how much time, money, energy the people who are legitimately trying to do this have spent for 2 rounds now. I mean, we're not rolling back our protections by any means. In fact, we may even go even one more, where we go with the ISO 17 or 2012701 or whatever the heck it is, like, and just go to that and be done. Because from my understanding, that's even more than CMMC. So, um, at least that one doesn't change as much. At least not by the dictation of the federal government. So, whatever. As always, let me know what you think about what I think in the comments below. This is just this is just asinine, ladies and gentlemen. Email your congressperson, call your congressperson, and be like, "What in Sam Tarnation is Pete Hegseth doing? How is the federal government going to recoup me for now 2 times that we've spent so much business cycles?" And I mean, they're probably gonna be like, "Well, that's the cost of doing business." And yeah, but at the same time, how are we supposed to take them seriously anymore? That we are supposed to, and how can we honestly look our clients in the face and accurately tell them, no, you must do this. They're serious this time. We can't say that anymore. The federal government just butchered every consultant out in the field, every last one of them, because our clients can't take us seriously on this anymore. Because we've been beating the drum. This is going to happen. Hell or high water. November. It's coming. It's coming. It's coming. It's coming. This is this is just bullshit. Anyway, like I said, let me know about what you think about what I think down in the comments. Again, subscribe to the channel if you're not already. We are going to start doing the Brutally Honest podcast again on Monday nights. So we figured, through some testing, we figured that was going to be the best time, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So we are going to start doing that. I will talk to y'all throughout the week. Definitely tune us in on the socials. We're going rampant on Cali 365. I'm exposing them all their infrastructure as much as possible. So really pissing them off. But anyway, thank y'all so much for tuning in, and we'll see y'all next week. Take care.